what they're trying to say is it keeps creating more and more. So we keep getting more and more of this blue obsidian, which makes the sky blue. I'm not saying that. This is just what the theory is. Now, and that when what they say is that it just keeps forming and forming and forming, and what this is I don't really get, but it rotates, and what it does is it rotates along with the sun and moon and everything. So constantly, every day, this dome is rotating, and this obsidian, this cooled lava, this freezes and cools. It's all getting, it's like a living entity. Okay, follow me?
Yeah.
All right. I don't believe in the dome part necessarily, but I do see what they're saying here. Now this gets into shooting stars. Now you know what perlite is. I guarantee you, Dave, you know what perlite is, right?
Yes.
Perlite is that of it. Perlite. One. Yeah, that wasn't good. Perlite. Get rid of it all.
So pearl?
No,
Pear?
stop it. Stop being dumb. Just please. This isn't the time and the place. It's getting late. Dave has to go to bed. Perlite, please. I hope you're not joking. Perlite. And then you just
LITE.
Terry, I swear to you, I'm gonna drive up. There it is. Hit that one right there. You're hitting PRL. Like, do you know how to use a computer? Just scroll down to that. Right, see it?
Which one? Perlite, right here.
Perlite. Boom. There's perlite. Now let's see the definition of perlite. Now, like I said, it's used in gardens. Okay. What is it made of? Go to that one. Boom. What is perlite made of? There it is. Read it, everyone. See that? Rapidly cooling lava. But what they'd have to do is they have to produce it. Okay. Now we know what perlite is, right? It comes from exactly the same thing as what we just talked about, volcanic glass. Okay, right? Now what you need to do is, hopefully we can do this. We know what perlite is now. It comes from the same kind of thing, right? But when they apply, look, when the moisture vaporizes and expands, when heat is applied, then it turns into this, what you see, the white stuff. Now go to YouTube. Go to actual YouTube. On your little whatever. And watch how they make perlite. And then you'll see what these people, these theories about shooting stars is, which I find to be fascinating. Because when you heat this stuff up, this obsidian, and if you flake it, if it flakes off, the particles will when heated, they will create almost like little mini shooting stars. Huh. Now look in YouTube and then see. Get you a better computer or something, dude, for real. Let's see here. Yeah, right. I think right there. Here, stop. No, that's not it. I saw that one already.
Processing.
Perlite. Where does it come from? What is it used for? Perlite is a grayish volcanic glass that once flowed out of a volcano as a...
It's even funny how they're making it look like a volcano too, right there.
It is now perlite, and waiting to be mined, and with some heat,
right here,
turned into a marvelously versatile industrial mineral.
Keep going.
Perlite is mined in regions where old volcanoes are present, using traditional mining techniques.
Right there. Yeah, where you're at. Okay, watch. Look, see how they spew out?
Perlite ore is heated to about 1500 degrees Fahrenheit.
See how they fly around? Like, look, see?
And the water molecules inside
Okay, now this is the theory. See how they fly around with the heated?
Just like popcorn.
Yeah.
They fly around, right? So what they say is that
popcorn. Like popcorn, it says.
Yeah, see, and that's what they're trying to kind of say what shooting stars are. Like, okay, yeah, pause, perfect. And so now what they say is that up there on the firmament, the obsidian it gets old, like while it's moving around, like it's kind of like rotating, and it just goes through natural process of kind of flaking it off. And when it flakes off, it'll fall. and when the tiny speckles, the specks of the perlite, of the obsidian, it'll fall through the atmosphere, and once it keeps falling, and then once it gets to a certain speed, then it turns into this. Boom, perlite.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, just a theory, but it's intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually sounds pretty good theory.
Like it almost sounds like it's possible. You know what I mean? Like it's a possibility. That's all I'm saying. Very intriguing.
Well, it just brings up the whole what they call the Van Allen radiation belt.
Yeah, Van Allen belt. Yeah,
It's supposed to be an area of it's a high heat, right?
That's what they say. Yeah,
That's what they say. But
Yeah.
that would that's what you were talking. It would have to be a lot of heat out there, right?
Well, no. See, I think what the heat comes from is these little specks. I'm saying according to this theory, but like I said, but the little specks that are coming off of the firmament are traveling 250. Like, think about it, like a lot of miles through the atmosphere, and there's a lot of friction. When you travel at high speeds, you get a lot of friction, right? Then that's like pretty much creating a furnace, kind of like what they say when the the stupid freaking fake shuttles go back into come back through it heats up, right? It's called friction from speed, speed friction,
Yeah, that's why
Listen,
the heat tiles on it.
yeah, and then boom, then you'll get these things, and then maybe these are what we're seeing, like when they see tiny little pebbles that are shooting across. I always see them shooting across. What about you, Dave? Like, this isn't a thing that we always talk about, like, but very intriguing, like with shooting stars, right?
Yeah, you never see one fall straight down.
Down. No, never see one straight down, right?
Not as far as I ever remember seeing any.
That's what I mean. But maybe they're like, obviously the aerodynamics, I don't know, but that's the reason why I don't really necessarily think that they're actually coming straight down, but
Well, maybe they're sliding down the edge of the dome.
maybe that's why you see it that way. Yeah, right. Like if they're sliding, maybe. I don't believe in a dome, by the way.
Well,
necessarily.
I believe that there's got to be something, some kind of barrier.
Yeah, between us and the heaven, the actual heaven. Yes.
Yes, not space, but heaven.
But Dave, by the way, like you say, like on one of our last shows, I was saying, like, don't you think that, like, wouldn't it? In my opinion, I see it as this. So we are level. Everything is level realm, right? Everything's level. We live. The water's level. Obviously there's mountains, but you put a level on anything. Everything is level to everything else around it, right? Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So wouldn't I think the firmament would be level too? In my opinion, I just feel like it would be level.
Well, the Bible states that He put it above us like a tent. Well, what kind of a tent?
Are you saying a tent like a boob?
No,
what do you say?
No, like, yeah.
What are you saying?
A tent, a tent.
Oh, a tent. Oh, yeah. The Bible says a tent. Yeah, and I say that back then they wouldn't. Yeah, we talked about this a lot. I thought you said like a boob. No, but yeah, a tent. See, a tent used to be different than what they are now.
Yeah,
like a dome tent.
Yeah, you look at one of them old-fashioned like Ringling
Yes.
Brothers and
Yeah.
Barton.
Mm-hmm.
Those were huge tents, right? And they had.
Well, see, we've done this, bro, and like we've looked at. I'm thinking about in biblical times, like when you're writing the Bible, you're gonna explain it in your own terminology. And a tent back then was kind of like posts, but it says it's spread out as an expanse. Why is Bill Nye the dumb science guy on here?
Because I thought this would go along with it.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace.
No, I can't do this.
The Earth is a closed system.
Yep.
You cannot leave the Earth.
He's admitting?
Yeah.
What a weirdo. That guy's such a weirdo, man. I never liked that guy ever.
One time he told the truth, though.
Okay, that's possible, but
Yeah,
It's
we're-
closed.
it is in a closed system. Yes, it is.
You can't go anywhere. There's nothing getting in, and we're not getting out of it. Period.
Well, there's spiritual getting in and
yeah.
out, but not.
But I'm not talking about the physical. I'm not talking about the
No,
not.
There's no physical going up and out. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, you're not taking
and no UFOs coming in from some other planet far away.
No. Of course not. I'm just saying though. Very interesting though. Very interesting, right? I mean.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's an interesting concept, and
yeah.
You even say, well, I don't believe in a dome, but apparently you believe that there's a barrier.
Yes, I definitely believe there's a barrier. Yes.
There are set barriers all up, down, and around us.
Well, actually, what I was just thinking about too, by the way, when we talked about the way that the coin looks, right? Maybe it is kind of like a coin, firmament. If you think about that, right? That's how I was thinking about too. Like maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe there's like a coin wall, obviously 200 and something miles, whatever, tall, and then 24,000 miles wide, but there might be that that type of a wall around it, not a dome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can almost think of it creating like how on Star Trek they had the force field, right?
Yeah, I guess I never watched Star Trek that much.
Yeah, I got you on this.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, of course I know what you mean. Yeah.
You can see through the barrier, but you can't reach through it.
Yeah, you can see through it. Yeah, I mean it's potentially listen to this though. This is what they say. They say it's they say that they think that the obsidian layer is half a mile wide, which I don't know how you would even. How are you going to even explain that when you can't even say that, right? You know what I mean? Like, what did you go knock up? Did you go drill a half mile wide a hole through it and get your measuring tape and your fish wire and measure this out, right? You know what I mean, Dave? Fish wire.
Well,
drill a hole.
You think of the song "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star," like a diamond in the sky, right?
Total brainwashing, yeah. By the way, but yeah.
Yeah, but if you think about a diamond, what does a diamond have to do with a volcano, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, maybe the little diamonds are falling and turning into perlite.
Well, maybe it's diamonds that we see as stars.
You mean oh yeah, I was actually thinking about that. Maybe the light, there's certain light that's coming from the pieces of the firmament, right?
Yes, too.
See, and then maybe the firmament is moving like the way this theory goes. Yeah. Very intriguing. I like it. I love it. It's opening up our minds. We're using our brains.
It would have to. It would have to because the Earth does not move. So
no, but everything else moves around it. Yeah.
So
by the way, this reminds me really quick. So Dave, how you've obviously that video you personally did of the North Star and then the other stars that rotate around it when you do a what do you call it a long what's the word for it? Like long exposure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can do the same thing from the south, right? Like if you were in Argentina, if you're in Chile, Argentina, South South Africa, you can get the same kind of thing going in the south, right?
Right.
How could you do that if we were on a circular spinning in the AE map? I'm just asking.
Well, I'm wondering if again we ain't looking at some kind of projection and it isn't. It's being mirrored.
Yeah, we've actually did a show about this. So maybe it's mirroring it on the other side.
Yeah.
Right. I know, but the thing is, it does. I don't think that works though. I mean, it's possible, but I don't really think that works though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well.
Because it doesn't really mirror it exact. It kind of looks like it.
I would see somebody do a close up. Like I do with Polaris.
Yeah.
And do
exactly.
A time lapse.
Well, I've seen people do it. We've seen people. We've watched videos of someone do the exact same thing, and they actually put them side by side, and it was the reverse rotation, but it looked similar, but it did not look exact.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. Remember, Terry? And I'm not sure if I'm buying that. You know what I mean?
If the stars are close, right, and you move, you create a parallax, so it changes your angles a little bit.
Yep. Yeah. But the thing is, though, like the way I see it, though, I think that everything's moving straight over us. That's the thing, though, about the
like a scroll, right?
kind of scrolling over, like rolling over. Yeah, rolling kind of. But that's what it looks like to us. But that could easily be flat, because I don't think that the moon and sun, they don't change their, you know what I mean? They're always going in the same parallel distance over, but it just looks like a circle because of our line of sight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, yeah.
It just wouldn't make sense on a AE map. That's, I mean, I'm just saying, I still stand by that. Maybe I'll be different, but I mean, after all this thought, like it doesn't make sense that way. The way that, you know, when you watch those time lapses from every direction, you know, I think they're spinning. They're going around. We're not, you know, literally spinning, but it's around us. We're stationary. It's around us, but it just looks like it's going in a dome-looking fashion. It's not, though, I don't think, at all. That's like, you know, just like the whole sun going up and down thing. It does not go up and down. The sun goes straight across. And we're just seeing it at a different perspective, in a different angle of sight. You know?
Well, yeah, it could actually be moving farther away and then closer in.
Well, I think the seasons
If
will
you're
do that.
through a dome, right? If something moves farther away, it's going to look like it changes its position, even though it just moved further away. You know, if you're looking
yeah,
curved glass, I'm saying, you know.
See, I used to say that there was an actual, like, you know, globe, as far as the firmament was a globe, but everything under was the water and the lava, but you know, but then everything above was the half dome. You see what I'm saying? Like, I used to, you know, Terry, obviously in the Bible, I mean, there's no four corners on a circle.
Did you ever see the ancient depiction of how they show Earth with the?
I've seen all of them. Yeah, I've looked at this so much for the past 5 years.
And it looks like
insanity.
a roulette table, and you know it has four corners, but in the center is the Earth itself.
Yeah,
and it kind of comes up and domes up in the middle.
Yeah.
One of the things, Atlas. You remember Atlas?
Yeah.
Holding up a globe, right? Well, the original depiction of Atlas holding up something he was actually holding up what looked like a bowl, not a.
Oh, I never saw that. Like the original Atlas was holding like a bowl.
Yeah, like a walk, like a big walk.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
That's
that's interesting.
Someone's probably screaming Mandela effect.
No, please don't ever say that. but no, I mean, if you really think about it, though, both of you obviously, but how, like I even drew a diagram of, like, if you really think about the height, the so-called height of this so-called dome, it would not look like a hemisphere, because that's way too many miles. It doesn't. It would be a very, almost like, you know, at the end of your video of the sun, right? When the sun is just kind of like a little long, elongated semicircle, but it's elongated like an elliptical, right? That's how it would look if you were looking at it from God's angle, for example, right? If you know, if you're looking at it from heaven, or at a cross angle, it would not be like this. What they say, you know, these people, like, what he calls, what's that one guy that